Hey everyone! Well, after a week of being sick, we were ready for some family time and relaxation up in the mountains near Steamboat Springs, Colorado. So we headed up through the canyon to meet my family.
We started the drive in Fort Collins with warm summer conditions, but as we neared Cameron Pass, things quickly changed to nearly full-on winter conditions. Even during the summer months, you never really know what you're going to get in Colorado. We even had an unexpected photo shoot with a moose right off the side of the road.
We met my parents, sister, brother-in-law, nephews, and niece for a few days of camping at Steamboat Lake State Park. This area will always hold a special place in my heart. It's the area where my parents used to take my sister and I camping when we were kids, and where I really developed my love for the outdoors.
After working our butts off for the last several months, it was nice to finally have a few days of camping with Mandy's family and not focusing too much on work.
I just loved watching my sister's kids run around and play and make the same memories that I have of camping in the same area. Unfortunately, the kiddos had to get back to their summer sports leagues, so we had to say goodbye to my sister and family, and we headed down the road with my parents to the Hahn's Peak Lake Campground. This campground is where we spent many family vacations growing up. I really love being able to share such a special place from my childhood with Kendrick.
The entire area is beautiful, but Hahn's Peak really stands out as it looms overhead. So, after saying goodbye to Jim and Pam, Mandy decided to get all nostalgic and set her eyes on hiking up to the top of Hahn's Peak.
I have very fond memories of hiking up Hahn's Peak. Now, my mom has kept very detailed records of all of our camping trips, and so she looked it up and saw that the last time we hiked it was in 1997. 22 years ago. All right, we are here at the Hahn's Peak Trailhead. This is the peak that in 1997, 22 years ago, my dad and I hiked up. And if you can see, there's a little tiny shack up top, and we carved our initials in it. So, I don't know, what do you think the chances of somebody not having carved over our initials in 22 years are? Probably not great.
Probably not great. We'll see.
But we're gonna go look anyway. So let's go. Even though it's been a long time, I had hopes that maybe I'd be able to find it.
When we first arrived at the campsite, Hahn's Peak was covered in new snow. Over the course of several days, we watched a lot of that rapidly melt off. But when we hiked up the peak, to our surprise, there was still a lot of snow covering the mountain.
The snow was a little frustrating to hike up, but it didn't keep us from reaching the summit. When we reached the top, we hunkered down into the old shed to escape the wind. We made it! Well, we made it up into this mine shaft up here. And you can see the floor is all wood here, which is where I know my dad and I carved our initials. Unfortunately, this floor is looking pretty worn. And knowing my dad and I, we probably didn't carve them very deep because we don't have a lot of patience. It took a while of searching, but believe it or not, we finally found the initials my dad and I carved 22 years ago. There's a J plus M, and I know we would have been too lazy to write and also probably too lazy to write the year, so I'm guessing that is Jim and Mandy.
One great thing about the snow is that it makes the descent a lot easier. I've always loved glissading down long snowfields, and took the opportunity to teach Mandy how to let go and just cruise down the snowfields like a little kid.
Whee! Whee! I have so many fond memories of camping in the Hahn's Peak area with my family as a kid. Sure, things will always change, but that doesn't mean we can't get nostalgic and make new memories at the same great places. It's amazing to me that I can return to the same place and not only relive those memories, but make new ones with Kendrick and my niece and nephews. So, here's to creating new memories and familiar places. Love and light. Ready?
I'm always ready.
Okay.
Except for when you catch me off guard. Then I'm not ready.
Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay.